like the
Hey?
volume.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, the other one,
Pound.
it turned white and then it turned red again after you
Yeah.
looked away, and then it's like,
Yeah,
So that
just
is
a
doing
really
it now?
confusing-
That is
Hello,
so
now we're
confusing.
live. Okay.
What
oh
were they
my
saying?
god.
They were saying
Together?
no
They just said no
Oh yeah, they
sound.
could tell what we were
They
saying.
didn't-
Thanks to the
Right.
live stream. Thanks, Richard
Oh
Campbell was also
God.
messaging me, telling me,
Oh,
thank you.
Yeah.
He's on it.
We need help.
all directions.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what's going on, Holy Fucking Science is a podcast where people bring science facts, and then and we release it as an audio podcast, but also on our YouTube channel, which is what is it?
YouTube.com/holyfuckingscience.
Okay. And yeah, so that's the situation.
And these are normally just on Patreon.
Yeah, the live streams are normally just on Patreon,
Right.
but we're releasing it to everybody because that broke.
Yeah.
And
We got confused, and it's Valentine's Day. So.
is it?
No. Sorry.
Jesus
So we can
Christ.
tell next week until Valentine's Day. So
Okay.
Is it Wednesday?
present
Next
Oh my
Wednesday?
God.
Yeah,
I was like,
sorry.
I mean, I bet if I forgot Valentine's Day, Catherine would be like,
Also forget.
she would be like the next day and be like, do you forget Valentine's Day? And I'm like, it doesn't count if you forgot too.
Who is did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just looking under.
Yeah. So I hope that you all enjoy this. Our topic of the day is fast food, and we're going to start the actual recording now, unless anybody has any.
Yeah, I guess
things
so.
to say.
Sure.
Sam's behind the camera,
Yay.
monitoring
Woo.
the sound and stuff. So
He waved.
He waved. You can't see him. All right. Hello. This podcast is not for children. It is a podcast in which four friends get together and try to amaze each other with facts about the world or how we found out those facts about the world, enough that someone else in the podcast will say,
Holy fucking science.
That's a really good one, Stefan.
Yeah.
I try to vary it every time.
Yeah. You're the voice of the theme music. too.
Yeah, that's true.
Can you do
With
that
the
version?
stream.
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
I'll bring the.
Holy fucking science!
Yeah.
That was
that.
basically what I did in the basement over here.
That's beautiful.
And
The original goal is that we were gonna have different people do it, and then we'd switch it up. But then it was just too good.
Yeah, he makes Stefan to yell anything. He's very good.
He's a good yeller. I've
We should do
been
that
working
on
on my
Patreon
yell.
first, though.
He'll yell
Oh
whenever
yes,
he
Stefan
wants.
will need to yell.
Yeah, we'll yell. What,
Oh,
like,
they could be the
Any
Or
three
Stefan would
words.
Oh.
just yell stuff for you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a better idea.
yeah, or I can make like a sample pack of just me yelling.
Like a
things.
soundboard.
Yeah.
You can prank call people.
Oh man, you're a great call.
Oh, remember prank calls? Those were the
You
good
can't
old
have them
days.
now.
What-
Yeah, you can. I got prank called
Yeah.
Really?
at NerdCon.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody called me at like midnight, and it just played the Rick roll.
Oh,
And it was
that's-
from like
How-
Future Congress People of America or whatever. One of those organizations was in the hotel. And I
Uh-huh.
think that those kids just
They were
called
just-
every room.
Oh.
Maureen Johnson got it too, and she was like, I was asleep.
I was asleep.
So it wasn't like your cell phone. That was like.
No, it was a hotel room phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess if we could just call room to room, we can just be like,
Yeah.
hey, this is hotel maintenance, and just wanted to check and see if your refrigerator is running.
Like I didn't get him any pictures of this room.
Yeah.
I was looking up.
That sounds like the beginning of a really good scam, you guys. I think we're working it out. Today, our topic on Holy Fucking Science is fast food. Which I feel like was probably Val's idea.
Yeah. But then I think all of our topics are not, they're like a little bit tangential.
Right.
Or a lot
How
tangential.
much science?
And I'll be like, we're going to be totally open here, 100%. Hank came without a topic today, you guys. It happened. We're going to be all right. I'll just ask lots of good questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not fact gather. This will be my first time, and then at the end, I'm gonna pick which one of you would have the best fact.
Ooh.
I feel
Oh.
like that's giving you too much power, and it makes me very nervous.
Yeah.
I
For being
am
lazy.
a powerful man.
I know that's like I want to give
I'm
you
your
more
need
power.
more.
I could fire you
I know.
Just-
Not me.
in Montana for no
Oh, yeah.
reason. Yeah, Val doesn't work for me anymore. Oh man, this is real weird.
I know, but I sometimes like you are a powerful man. Like
You don't want to give me more power.
Yeah. Well, and also like probably you need people to help keep you in check.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
You don't
Yeah.
want. Yeah,
You
you
don't
don't want
want
me to.
we're not
fly
going to
away
be your
and
Check
yes
and
men.
balance.
yeah.
I don't want you to be my yes man. I want you
Be
to
judged by me.
fascinate the people listening to the podcast. And so I want you to know that you have a stake in this. And that if
Yeah.
you don't fasten, if you lose, The contest, then
No.
You'll have to live with
That's
that
where you
for a
lost
week.
me. That's where you lost
Yeah.
Wait, you can't come back for a week on this weekly podcast? That's the punishment?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can come back for a whole week.
me. Banished.
And also maybe, I don't know, something else.
Ooh, prizes?
No, punishments.
Oh.
Nothing good. for me.
No, maybe prizes. I don't know. A sandbag, Rubik's Cube.
Sandbag.
I'm just looking around at what we have.
I
This
think that is Stefan's Rubik's Cube. We took it.
No.
Yeah.
My Rubik's Cube is safe at home.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That Rubik's Cube is smaller than a normal Rubik's.
It's got more lines. It's got
Yeah.
5 instead
Ooh.
of 4 lines. Makes it harder.
3 normally, right?
Yeah.
It's got 5 instead of 3. I don't know what a Rubik's
that
Cube
out.
looks like. I guess you can't have a 4 because there's no center one. You can't have an.
I bet they have a
Rubik's
4.
Cube.
I bet there's a 4.
Why
It's
not?
just you have to use different algorithms.
No, I bet you can't do it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So
I don't
those of you
know.
watching the live stream, this is the stuff that we usually
Yeah,
cut out.
we're-
the gold that you get to experience.
This episode's about fast food, guys.
Fast food.
Rubik's. The main thing is I think all Rubik's cubes should be lubed because they're so slow from the store.
Oh, I
Blue-
see.
blue
Okay,
Rubik's.
I thought this was going to
You
be
gotta
some
cube.
kind of other joke.
Pop it open and stick a bunch of Vaseline in there.
All right. Well, fast
So-
food is the topic of the
I
day.
just wanted to make sure that was going to get cut out. So now let's move on.
Definitely out. All I came with is that apparently, if you want to go to a fast food restaurant, the healthiest option, weirdly enough, is usually Taco Bell. Yeah.
Their cantina menu.
Cantina menu, is that what they
I think
call
that's
it?
what it's called. It's all
cantina
the fresher looking things.
And it comes with alcohol.
Chicken. Huh?
Because,
That's what
yeah, I
cantina
can't get out of
is.
cantina without alcohol.
Maybe that's not what it's called. Power menu.
Power menu. The power cantina.
Spanish for
Yeah.
power menu.
Yeah, so it's a power cantina. It sounds like a place where you have like a drink, but also there's workout machines.
Oh
And
yeah.
like suits. red
or
suits.
Yeah, red suits with like a workout suit.
Like a power suit.
Like a power
Oh,
suit, but then
I
you're
guess.
working out.
I feel so bad that I got something wrong about Taco Bell.
Wait,
All these things.
So the reason why I assume.
I get judged.
Oh my God! I typed cantina into the dictionary or the Google, I guess is what
The
that's called now.
Google.
And you know what comes up? This is only for people in the room, really. But El Cazador,
Oh, nice.
because apparently that's a cantina. I had never thought of it that way.
What is a cantina?
I don't know. All I know is
Well, the
song-
definition is right
the
there.
song- Oh yes, especially it's a wine shop in Italy,
Oh,
but in the Spanish-speaking country, it's a bar.
okay. Yeah.
But in news radio, the television show,
Yeah.
is like the reason I know the word cantina from when I was a youth. Nina in the Cantina was a song that only existed in the news radio universe. And one of the characters, Nina, was Nina from the Cantina. And then it turned out that actually she wasn't.
Oh.
No.
And that was the plot of that episode. And I watched it because I remembered that so clearly that I went and I watched that episode of news radio and I was like,
Yeah.
this show's pretty funny.
But you can
Yeah.
watch the radio.
Yeah.
It's a
News
TV
radio is
show.
the television show was about a
Yeah.
radio station.
I don't know if that was interesting enough. You're banished for a week.
Oh!
You're out.
I can't come
I
back to
judged.
the podcast for another week.
Who has the
I
power
agree. That
now?
was a deeply uninteresting story.
Sometimes that's
So
my
I
favorite.
figure we're talking about fast food today because
Fast food, yeah.
Val is working on a Munch Squad zine. Is that correct?
Ooh,
Or
yeah.
is this a brand integration we're doing with your zine?
With I don't want to talk about this.
It's not relevant. To be fair, Val pitched this idea, I think, before the Munch Squad.
Before
Oh, I
the
just
zine.
listed a lot of nouns that came into my head for topics. Thanks. Hopefully someday.
This is really
Thanks,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
We should maybe do
Yeah.
introductions of who we are for those.
Oh, sure.
Let's
Yeah.
go all the way
Let's
back.
I usually do that. Today we are joined by Stefan Chen.
Hi.
Stefan is here with us pretty frequently. We work on
Yeah,
Sideshow.
yeah. I'm a producer of SciShow. SciShow Psych is the other one. that
You've been
we do.
doing it for a long time.
Yeah. 5 years coming up.
Yeah, actually, I knew
Yeah.
that because I've been working on your 5-year project.
So there are prizes involved.
But it's long term.
yeah. Caitlin Optimizing is also with us.
Yeah.
I also work on SciShow, making
Megan.
SciShows happen.
Yeah.
You're sort of in charge of the entire SciShow world.
sort of am. Yeah, you really are.
Eh,
Yeah. And then Stefan and I after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Valerie Var.
Yes. I work for VidCon
Uh-huh.
doing programming things. I
Mhm.
like to be on this podcast. I don't know why I whispered
I
that.
like it. That's really good podcast etiquette. Is you just start whispering.
Oh, yeah.
No one minds at all.
Yeah, we did talk about maybe doing an ASMR version of
Oh,
HFS
yeah.
sometime.
I'm ready.
Not like this idea.
No, I'm just overwhelmed by thinking about it. Stefan definitely has to.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
We'll all be brushing the mic the whole
I'm
time.
an ASMR artist.
It's really about like making sure that you haven't had too much to drink today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I think they like that.
No, Caitlin does not at all.
Caitlin
Yes, clear distaste happening. All right, who goes first? The person who ate at a fast food restaurant most recently goes first. Who was it? When was the last time? When was the last fast food you ate?
I probably had McDonald's a couple weeks ago,
Oh,
2 or 3
wow.
weeks ago.
Oh man, I ate a lot of fast food.
I
Val?
can't remember.
You haven't had Taco Bell recently?
No. it's
You
been-
want a lunch?
I had it like I think I had whenever the Taco Bell fries came out. I had.
What?
Ah.
Taco Bell fries?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Potatoes? Like they fry potatoes, or are they?
Yeah,
Like,
they're
orange
normal
fries
fries, but they taste
They're
like
like
basically
Cajun.
Arby's curly fries. But
I
they're
like
very
that.
slightly taco seasony, but not really. So like I'd say a week and a half. I can't remember the exact.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm a big Wendy's fan.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like whenever I'm on reserve, I usually go to Wendy's. but
Wendy's
I-
was my last.
Yeah,
Mm.
but I can't remember. It's
Was it more
maybe
than 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it was around
Okay.
Christmas.
So we're gonna go
Oh,
back.
wow.
Stefan, Caitlin,
Okay.
you did it. You're first.
Yeah.
You
I
seem so
honestly-
not excited about this.
I was hoping I would be in the middle somewhere.
Well, we'll just pretend
There's
like Hank already
barely
went.
I kind of already
Yeah,
did go.
yeah.
I did that whole thing about how
Kind of.
Taco Bell's
Yeah.
slightly healthy, and then I talked about
Yeah.
news radio for a while.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, if we can continue on the vaguely Mexican food train.
I would ride that train.
That
Yeah,
sounds
that would
like
be
a
an awesome
game.
train. Mexican
Mexican food
Mexican train is
Yeah.
Domino's.
Oh
To
yeah.
add in the food. So this is I've been very into bread lately.
Yes,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have.
Baking
Yes, you have.
things. I got a sourdough starter and I'm starting to do that. So I was just searching around for any science of fast food that wasn't like psychology or just like how bad it is for you, because I have no offense to either of you if that's one of your topics,
No.
but like this like whole hum kind of thing.
That's what I like about HFS is because like we learn a lot of stuff on SciShow, and so then like when we get to do HFS, we're like, what do I not know?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
and that's what you get to hunt down.
Mm-hmm.
So fast food generally has a lot of preservatives in it because
Has to get to you.
yeah, and it has to be mass produced easily and stored for a while somewhere
And it'll
before.
taste the same. And
And like,
Yeah.
also not go poorly. Like, if there's a E. coli outbreak at a fast food restaurant, it tends to happen at multiple restaurants at the
Right.
same time, and then it's really bad for the company.
Yeah.
And
And
it's kind of
people of the
remarkable that it
world.
doesn't happen more often.
Well, I'm going to talk about Chipotle, which is where that happened most
Yeah.
recently, most
Right.
famously, right? So Chipotle has been working to. This is going to sound like an ad for Chipotle for a lot of this. I like Chipotle, but been working to like have no preservatives or like any like have everything as fresh and
Right.
local as possible. And one of the last things that it took them a while to figure out was how to do that for their tortillas, because those
Sure.
have to be super mass produced. They can get moldy really quickly because
Mhm.
they're kind of wet, you know?
and
And they're all
stuck
back together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they partnered with a place called the Bread Lab, which is a Washington State University project thing. They partnered with the Bread Lab to have them work on creating a tortilla that would be sustainable to make in all their different like bakery plants that they have everywhere.
Yeah.
Because Chipotle serves uses like 800,000 a day nationwide or
Nice.
worldwide, maybe, not sure.
That's a lot of tortillas.
And the ingredients,
Sometimes I just have to step back and be like, shit, man.
yeah,
How does it all work?
Shit.
How do they make it all
I
work?
don't know.
Like, how do we not make 800,000 too many tortillas every day? Or like 800,000 too few? Like, you just go a little bit over
Yeah.
and you've got like way too
Like a
many
million
fucking
extra
tortillas.
Or not enough if everyone's like,
Huh.
oh,
Yeah.
Chipotle today.
Yeah.
Chipotle sounds good.
That's what I always think. But luckily, it's too far away to go every day. By too far, I mean like 10 minutes away. But,
Yeah, poor old
uh,
Missoula souls here.
yeah, so they had everything else, like their meats, like everything else is kind of easier because it's a lot of fresh ingredients anyway. But they thought about using, first they experimented with the different types of wheat that they wanted to use in it.
Mhm.
Initially, they wanted to get it down to 4 ingredients, which was water. Hold on, I have to find it. Here.
What are the 4 ingredients?
I mean, water,
Four
flour,
Loko.
oil,
Magic.
And salt.
and
Yep.
salt. Okay.
Flour, oil, water, salt. Also, I assume yeast, but maybe that doesn't
No,
count.
they don't rise,
yeah,
I
they
don't
don't.
think.
They don't.
Well, there's the
Right?
thing is that they do have some yeast in them because they were experimenting with using a sourdough starter
Oh.
for the yeast, which is just water and flour plus
Some kind of
things that come in
microorganism.
from the
Yeah.
environment, which is very hard to control because
Mhm.
starters made in different environments can add totally different flavors to the bread. They're hard to maintain because temperature and timing affects them a lot.
Right.
So they thought about using sourdough as like the yeast element, but
Huh.
they ended up not because it was too complicated
Yeah.
to get the factories to do that at mass scale and to get the timing right when you're making 800,000
Yeah.
a day.
Sourdough tortilla, that sounds so yummy.
Yeah.
It
I
does.
want to eat that.
That was another thing that they're trying to figure out was because like they don't want customers to be like weirded out by some things that taste or
A
look
little
super different.
Yeah, like the amazing thing is you can have like a McDonald's hamburger in any state in America, and it's like
Yeah.
that tastes exactly what I expected it to taste like.
Yeah.
Freaking weird.
Yeah. So they worked with to figure out the flour too. This is mostly what the lab does a ton of things, but
The bread lab.
yes, there are multiple now that have been like sort of inspired by at other universities and stuff. But the original one was in Washington, but they
Pullman, Washington, like right down the road, right? Washington State University. Is that
I
what
mean,
you said?
Idaho is in the way.
Okay.
Like
Just
down
the
90.
panhandling part.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. So.
Yeah, so the director of the lab is Stephen Jones, who's a plant geneticist, and he breeds wheat basically to get like, the most nutrition, flavor, and like sustainable practices to like sort of like de-homogenize
Yeah.
types of wheats that we eat
Huh.
and to figure out ones that are sustainable and stuff like that. But for the tortilla, we're looking for hard white wheats. And so it's still wheat bread, but it looks more like white flour because if it was brown, people would be like,
It's weird.
this is
This is
weird.
weird.
This is
Oh
healthy.
my
or,
god,
like-
I hate working for Chipotle so much right now.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I don't do that.
I
Wait.
used to work for a
Oh, because of the customers.
No, just because like it's just too many needs to take care of, too many
And
concerns.
when people are
I don't want
angry.
I don't want to be yeah. I don't know. It's hard. It's like they're trying to do a lot of complicated things in a lot of stores all over the world. And maybe nobody even eats Chipotle. Maybe it's just money laundering.
I've never eaten there.
I have eaten there quite a few times.
Yeah, I eat there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
I also launder my money there, so I don't know.
So I eat money there, right? I used to work at a Mexican restaurant, and people are very opinionated about like the temperature of the chips,
Yeah.
like
Oh.
what the salsa dish
I do
looks
like a hot chip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
hot
it's a
chip.
chip. And the hot chips, technically, fun fact, are older than the cool chips.
They
But
like
if you-
bake the stale out of them.
Yeah, well, they're not stale, but they're just like in a warmer before they come to you.
Oh, okay.
And so before that, they're in a big
Are you
bucket
talking about
that we call a trash can.
A big trash can of
Yeah.
chips?
Yeah,
what restaurant is this?
most Mexican restaurants. Like I've worked
But
for a
it's
couple.
not an actual trash.
No, it's just a chip can.
It's just a chip.
Yeah, there's no trash ever in it.
Yeah.
But when people eat the chips that are newer, they're not hot, and so people think that they're stale. So I
Huh.
can understand why people would see a brown tortilla and that would scare them, and they would think it had gone bad.
Yeah.
Well, some people don't don't want to eat whole wheat for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Don't ask me. I don't know. So this took like 2 or 3 years for them to develop. The
Wow.
Bread Lab partners
That's
with lots
high-tech.
of other companies. They did Cliff Bars, Patagonia, which has like foods line
know that.
apparently.
Hmm.
King Arthur flour and some other stuff. This place started out as being like a 600 square foot room somewhere, and they expanded to 12,000 square feet.
Huh.
And they have like a bread convention every year for bakers and stuff. And it's
What I
really
want-
Here we
cool.
go.
Here's what I want. I want something where I can pour flour, oil, salt, and water into the nozzle, and then just like tortillas come out the other side.
Shoots
I think
tortillas out.
probably that's what. I don't know how you make them at that scale.
Right, but I think
In a
why doesn't
factory
every
bakery.
Chipotle have one of those? And so I don't have to worry about mold because it's happening there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Mm.
Because they bake their bread at like Subway.
Or like a Krispy
But
Kreme.
they're not making the dough at
line.
Subway. Aren't they just getting like probably frozen dough or something?
I don't know.
I can't imagine.
I have no
Frozen
idea.
tortilla
I've never
dough.
worked at Subway.
Yeah.
But they do. They definitely make the. Where is that place? It's called Cafe Rio. They make their tortillas there. You can like watch them do it, and it's like, yeah, do that.
That's a good question because Chipotle's like really working on that like image of freshness and
Yeah.
I
I mean they are
probably
better. I looked up McDonald's and Taco Bell's tortillas and they all have like
bunch of
11
stuff.
or 12 ingredients. Most of them are like
I just like the thing I
monocalcium
feel
phosphate.
is generally like I don't mind eating preservatives.
No, me neither.
I'd rather eat preservatives
Yeah,
than
I
like
mean,
molds. Which
yeah.
like who knows
I
what
know, I
mold that
love
is? It could
cheese.
be a bunch of
Yeah.
different. Could be a bunch of different species of mold.
If I know
That's a
the mold.
mystery mold.
Mystery
If I know which
mold.
mold it is,
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you're
then
good.
just let me know. Like,
Yeah.
Do you want to know how they had to add in more precautions to their bakeries to get to
Mm.
like counteract the not putting all the preservatives and mold inhibitors in, which they worked with their bakeries to make. It feels weird saying bakery when it's like factory.
yeah,
A bakery factory.
it's a big bakery.
They like redid the ventilation so that they had better ventilation to cut down on just the mold spores that were in the factory. And they also packed the tortillas in bags full of nitrogen instead of oxygen because that inhibits
Ooh.
Yeah.
Holy fucking that's so weird and
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
because that inhibits oxygen.
Right.
Like,
We don't have anything to
Yeah.
eat.
Oh my
Yeah.
Dude,
cool.
that's
and then they
like
deliver them. fast.
when you die in a low oxygen
That's
environment
exactly what I was just thinking about.
and your
Steph
body
and I-
doesn't decompose.
Right.
Steph
If
and I
you,
were
just, if, you
talking
just,
about-
if you just left it in the bag and buried it, they fossilize.
Yeah.
Yes. Steph and I were working on an episode about dying on Mars earlier, and now I want to see what a bakery on Mars would be like.
Well, I don't think
No
the
mold!
yeast wouldn't
No
work
mold,
either.
no.
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 No
So, yeah.
tortillas and dead people that never rot.
Tortilla.
Coming
I'd like
to a
the
neighbor
mummy
planet.
tortilla from Mars Chipotle.
Your main thing you got to contend with is just high energy solar particles. And that's a long.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah, then you don't.
That
Then you need to
also-
bake oven.
Yeah.
It's an extra
Easy
layer
bake.
of
Real
sterilization.
easy bake. Yeah, it does continue to sterilize you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Just send my body to Mars, you guys.
Yep.
Talk to Elon about it.
We'll send you that and your butter sculpture to Mars.
Yeah.
Where is
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Immediately was discarded.
Should
I was
put
like,
it in like one of
We
those
would
like
have
Futurama.
I
Glass
was
cases
like,
with
that,
some
like
nitrogen.
that's a lot of butter. I could like that would take me a long time to eat all that butter. And they were like, no, it's not food grade. And I was
Yeah.
like, what is non-food grade butter? How do you make
Well-
it? Why do you make it?
It just
And
Like maybe they mix something into it for sculpting. Also,
Maybe.
like their hands were probably all over
if you're
it.
hearing this and you don't know what's happening, I was once sculpted out of butter by a butter company.
because we voted.
We
very
voted.
hard.
Because
campaigned hard.
it was a hard one fight.
Yeah.
I don't
I feel like Val really
I
led
can't
that.
actually remember which butter company it was, which
It's
It was
I've never
Organic
heard of.
Valley.
No.
I think it was
Possibly.
Organic Valley.
That
Hank
sounds
green
familiar.
butter.
People should Google that because the sculpture is really scary. And it doesn't look like
Organic Valley.
Organic Valley. It doesn't not look like me.
It doesn't look
Ew,
like-
it is scary though.
If I had to pick, like, of all your friends, who is this butter?
Yeah.
I
I would've-
probably figure
yeah.
out
I'd
that
say
it was
Johansson.
you. Or Johansson.
Or Johansson, yeah.
That's my fault.
More
I did,
elongated. Joe has
yeah.
got like a longer.
yeah,
face.
I did
Yeah.
I did my hair more like Joe that day, which was a
Mm.
huge mistake.
Did they
Yeah.
take the picture? Did you send
I
it?
sent
They
them
did.
pictures.
Yeah.
So I actually sent them the pictures that I sent from my
The
bobblehead
bobblehead.
because I was like,
Oh.
well,
Oh.
another person sculpted my head, and these are the pictures they used.
How is it weird?
But my bobblehead looks like Johansson too.
You need a new
maybe
picture.
You guys
Joe
are
should send
Johansson
in
real? Maybe he's a butter bobblehead.
Yeah, maybe that's.
Like,
I should
like-
send it to him and I'd be
Weird
like,
insult.
look, Joe, I sent them your picture instead of mine because I wanted you to be made of butter. The chat would like me to tell everyone that it was not news radio. It was a show called Just Shoot Me. That
Oh!
had Nina in the canteen.
I was like, I don't remember Nina from News Radio,
Yeah.
but Just Shoot Me, I totally remember her, and she went on to be on West Wing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What's that?
Fantastic.
For people who were born in the early 80s, now you have that. And yeah,
That's about all I have there.
we should
That's
package
so
everything in
cool.
nitrogen. Why not?
Yeah.
Does that mean because kids would just be like, "Oh, I'll get the groceries, mom"?
No, there's nothing wrong with sniffing nitrogen. We're all doing it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
No, I was gonna say
It's like more than 70%.
78%.
Yeah. I think it's about that. It's a lot.
That is like such a simple solution and so cool and weird.
Yeah.
Like I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for those poor people at Chipotle working so hard to try and get preservatives and stuff out of their food and have it be all fresh, and everybody gets fucking E. coli.
Yeah.
And everybody, well, maybe I should just eat Wendy's. Never frozen.
Never
frozen.
Never frozen.
These have never been frozen.
All right, I'm gonna go next.
Okay, go.
I don't have a fact.
Oh, holy fucking
Holy!
You frequently have good.
You have extra facts all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like that not news radio thing. So.
Wow, that was the chat. That wasn't even me.
That
Michael
was
J. Fox
questionable.
on that show?
No.
I would have known about that. I would have
No.
It was
Okay.
David Spade, I believe, was just
Oh,
shooting.
yeah. Oh, and there's an episode. No, this is not what this show is about. Sorry.
Our
I
new
learned a
news
lot.
radio review podcast where we just go through the whole.
But we talk about not episodes.
Yeah, it's called news radio, and
Question mark?
we just like with a question mark, and we just talk about just
We could call it
shooting.
fake
And
news
Murphy
radio.
Brown.
Yeah.
Maybe Spin City. I feel like
Totally
Yeah.
Spin
Big
City.
City
That
with
was-
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we could
Looking it
also
up.
yeah, we could also do a bit of WKRP in Cincinnati. You could sort of stretch it
Oh,
back
yeah.
in time a little bit. I watched an episode of that show recently, and I quite enjoyed it. And then I watched an episode of Cheers, and I didn't think it was funny, but I was fascinated by how it was shot. Like the cinematography was really interesting and made me
Cool.
like sort of bemoan the current state of sitcoms. Just
Wow.
really cool.
I don't know if I've ever seen
I-
Cheers. That
You
was-
should go watch
I
like an
was,
old
yeah.
episode of Cheers because
Cool.
it's not how it was in my brain.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
How about
I can't
Frasier?
Frasier, excellent.
Little moment of silence for
Moment
the
of
dad
silence
from Frasier.
For Frasier's dad.
Before we move on to the rest of the podcast, do you think
Quick
that
moment.
News Radio and Just Shoot Me use the same set? Because I cannot imagine them as a separate show in my
They
mind.
were different. They
Okay.
were different.
Okay.
Because I remember watching the Just Shoot Me episode that I watched within the last year about Nina and the Cantina. And,
Okay.
and it does not look like news radio.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
That's good. Programming.
The best
Uh,
podcast.
About
Hey, maybe we should stop because Hank just went, and maybe we
Oh.
should talk about Big Sky
Big
Beer.
Sky.
Brewery. Our sponsor today and every day is Big Sky Brewery. Thank you for providing us with beer and good times,
Mhm.
and for just working real hard to have your beer be preservative free and not moldy. I'm sure that a lot of work goes into the Big Sky Brewing products are available in 36 different states.
I think that's the wrong number.
No, I think it's true.
Really?
That's the number I read.
Yeah.
Mostly you see Moose Drool, but they also make a number of great things like Scapegoat IPA, which
Scapegoat Pale Ale.
Scapegoat Pale Ale, which is one of my faves, and there's Big Sky IPA over there, which is what I'm drinking right now. But they make a bunch of great beers, and they're right here in Missoula, Montana. We love them.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's time for Caitlin's. For
I'm-
Stefan's fact.
My name is
Steph and I are
Caitlin.
frequently confused.
So in World War One.
Oh, fast food.
Oh,
It's-
oh!
Is it the same fact?
No, but I think I've heard about this.
Turning
Really?
into a
I'm
game show where we
excited.
have to try to guess the fact.
I don't. I would be really surprised if this was the same
I
thing.
listen to a lot of history podcasts.
Okay, we'll see. So in World War One, in France, there were factories that produced munitions, and one of the things that they noticed about the factory workers there were that some of them were experiencing a lot of weight loss and like sweating and had fatigue and high body temperatures, like fevers.
Is this about Christian Bale and the Machinist? Because he lost
I
a lot of
don't
weight
know.
for that role.
By eating Taco Bell.
By eating Taco Bell?
Just had bean burritos only. It's like the Jared diet, but for I shouldn't bring up Jared. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Just bean burritos.
Yeah, it's just bean burritos. Christian Bale. That's how I lost all his weight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I made that up.
Oh,
But it's my
okay.
fact for today.
Great. It's your second bad fact of the day.
Let's see what else I got.
Okay.
For later.
And so the chemical that was doing this is called 2,4-dinitrophenol.
Okay.
Commercially, I think it's still used as an antiseptic, pesticide. It's used in dye production, preservatives, wood preservatives, photo developers, and explosives. But so
like all good things,
all
poison.
great things, yeah. Well, so in 1933, some doctors at Stanford did some research on this to see if it could be used as a treatment for obesity because of the weight loss
Sure.
effect.
Lots of things.
Yeah,
lose weight.
Yeah, we're
I'm so
just
nervous.
So-
give people the flu and they lose weight.
Give them
Well-
tapeworms or something.
Tapeworms or TB.
Sure, yeah,
All
all
those
viable methods, I guess.
I'll try
Okay,
diet
so
at one time or another.
and so they found that it had this like extreme weight loss effect, and so that started this like craze, and this
Oh my god.
they called it DNP was used in all these diet pills, and they were being sold, and like they estimated about 100,000 people were taking it. But by 1938, it was banned by the FDA.
Cool.
Good job.
Thanks,
Because
FDA.
people were
Were people like dying?
some people died. Some people were developing cataracts, like their eyes become cloudy and
Yeah.
people go blind. But people were dying, and they were basically literally being cooked to death.
What?
Because it was
Okay, here we go.
Spontaneous
So-
human combustion.
No.
Not so
No,
spontaneous.
it's
Like radioactive?
internally. So
Well, I mean,
DNP, this is-
spontaneous human combustion is also internal. That's the whole point. That you catch on fire with
I
no
feel like
external
But
source.
you're
in
saying
my
it's not
imagining,
inspa- it's not-
the fire is external.
it's not
No.
spontaneous.
Spontaneous human
And it's
combustion
over
is
a
when
long
you-
period of
when
time.
you light. But this is
So
sort of
Sustained.
spontaneous, sustained human oxidation is what I'm guessing.
no.
Okay.
Okay. So
You were so
Mine is cookie ones.
You're
DNP
wrong.
in your body can shuttle protons across membranes,
Okay. Yeah.
and ATP production relies on a proton gradient across the membranes of your mitochondria and other parts of your cell. So DNP messes with that gradient, which makes ATP production super inefficient, and all of that, and so your body cranks up the metabolism to compensate
Mm.
up to 50%,
So you eat yourself.
and all of the energy that's being wasted turns into heat,
Whoa.
and it can like people's body temperatures were going up to 111, which it's basically like frying an egg. Like all your proteins get cooked,
Yeah.
and then you
Why
die.
didn't they notice this before they started giving it to
So
everybody?
it is dependent on dosage. Like at lower dosages,
Totally cool.
it's like maybe just some liver and kidney damage, whatever. But like if you overdose, then that's when you cook yourself. Yeah. Sure. So that's the part that to me was like, that's
Yeah.
the fast food, because it's like fast
Nice.
metabolism. I don't know. It's a pretty loose connection, I
Britt
admit.
was here.
I thought they were just gonna
That's
start putting in
exciting.
hamburgers or something.
Um,
It's just like, and to this day, chicken McNuggets contain a small amount of this bullshit.
well, so it was banned in 1938, but it has made a resurgence on bodybuilding forums
Oh.
That's
as
how
like
you
a
found
fat
out
loss
about
supplement.
this.
Well, I was looking for fast food, but like the keyword fast brought this up,
Okay.
and I was like, this is super interesting. But so like there've been like 60 deaths in the 2000s from people using the supplement. Like this one guy bought it from his gym as like a weight loss thing, and he took it and he died after it was 8 hours before he died.
That's fucked up. So that should be like
it's-
illegal, right?
Oh yeah.
yeah, oh
I
yeah, it's
thought from the
definitely.
gym.
This is unregulated,
Yeah.
and like
'Cause it's a
you buy it
supplement.
from Joe Schmo on eBay, and like you have no idea what kind
Right.
of dosage you're getting or whatever. Like,
And you might be saving lives right now.
yeah,
Don't take this.
fucking take
What was it
DNP.
called again? Full name?
It's
Two
it's
four-
sold
two
under
four-
DNP, but it's
2,4 dinitrophenol.
dinitrophenol.
Yeah. Not
Um,
worth cataracts. Not worth
Not
dying.
worth all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
kidney, liver
Not
fat.
worth just being
Guys,
uncomfortably
I have
hot.
a question. This is unrelated.
Yeah.
I was walking down the street the other day and there was a sign on a telephone pole and it said, "For sale, Kratom." Anybody know what the fuck Kratom is?
I
Good old
don't, but
Crazy
I've
Tom.
seen headlines about Kratom
I have no idea what it is.
or Kratom or whatever the
Yeah,
hell.
I don't know. Kratom.
CRA.
But I don't know.
I think it's K. It's K.
I forget what it's supposed to do.
FDA declares popular alt
Kratom
medicine
pills.
an opioid.
Oh, that's right. But then somebody was saying they released information that counteracted their like public announcement or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Sounds like it's a drug. Now it all makes sense.
Semi-legal Asian supplement.
Semi-legal.
I don't think
Is
that's how
that
legal
possible?
works. I think this, yeah,
This is semi-legal.
One
If
or
it's
the
like
other.
meth, like you can buy all the things legally, but then when you make it,
No,
No, that's
No.
illegal.
Meth is not semi-legal.
Yeah, it's like meth. They say, just try it a couple times.
not even once, just a couple.
Not, never. It's like Pringles.
Oh
Once you
yeah.
pop-
Oh, once you pop it.
Oh no.
Once
Look
you
at that
pop-
now. Oh, no,
I love
take it back.
Pringles.
Apparently, Kratom also can result in liver toxicity and death. So,
You guys,
Guys.
don't do drugs.
Guys.
I gotta call the guy who's selling
Only eat
Kratom
Chipotle because you know what?
and be like, no, stop. I gotta come by his house, be like,
Advertising.
give me all your Kratom, stop this, get a real job, stop giving people drugs.
Yeah.
Is that what I should do
And
with
his
all the
business
drug
model's not that
dealers?
good because he's not good with word of mouth. He has to advertise. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
up on the telephone pole.
No, that's where we talk about lost cats.
Is, is this a good way to deal with the drug dealers? I'll just like ask my friends where they get their drugs and then I'll be like, hey, hi drug dealer, stop.
Is this a drug in the way that like drugs are drugs? This could be just like a weird supplement that you
No,
probably
that's an opioid.
Oh,
it
I
says
missed
the
that.
FDA.
Never mind.
says it's
Never mind.
opioid.
It was green. It looked like natural, you know?
Yeah,
That's how
just
they
like-
get you.
Yeah.
Some take it for managing chronic pain or treating opioid withdrawal, or more recently for recreational purposes, which is linked to the article for recreational drug use on
Okay.
Wikipedia, which I'm clicking now, and there's this really good picture of these guys smoking opium and having,
Maybe
classy.
having a really good day.
Oh,
A
yeah.
Renaissance age picture.
Yeah, Renaissance opium smokers, and that guy looks like he's having an experience.
Do you
It's called
think this is
the
like
smokers.
the smokers? Do you think this is like pinnacle of human existence? Is that like no matter what is like because it was like recently for recreational use, eventually everything will become a drug, and that's because we're bored and we've
Eventually, everything will become a drug.
I don't know why
Like
not
we'll
I'm
smoke
asking.
like mice.
Maybe.
Like
I don't know. If they get us high, maybe
Snap.
that's like
I'm
what
down.
happens when you evolve to a certain point. We send
right.
Teslas into space and we turn
I was
random
just
things into
thinking
drugs.
the other day that if like aliens come by in like 10,000 years and we're extinct, they'll find that Tesla Roadster and they'll be like, we know what happened here.
Yeah.
We've seen this story before. This is familiar.
The telltale sign.
I have two more things.
Okay.
Cool.
Two more.
Sorry, I
I'm
apologize.
already my
That's
mind
okay.
is blown. So.
Yeah, I think that was the most cool stuff. But so more recently, there have been people trying to figure out if they can use this for treating different diseases, and it does show potential for reversing diabetes and treating non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. But that's only been in rats so far, I think.
Reversing
That's why you
diabetes,
gotta smoke.
like to the point where you could take it and then
I
you don't have to
think
take it anymore.
so.
Like
That I think so, but
Type
maybe
2
not. I don't want to
diabetes, I'm
say.
assuming.
I don't want to say.
It's a rat
But-
anyway.
Yeah, it's just a rat.
Don't
It's
feed
just
it
a rat.
candy.
But they were using modified versions of DNP that like only targeted the liver or had like super slow release. So it's like not the stuff that you buy from Joe Schmo on eBay.
Sorry, we're
Sorry, Joe.
Schmo on eBay so
Sorry,
much.
yeah.
Joe's got like
Schmo's eBay store
It's
gets
got
got reviews this
100%.
week.
Oh man. But yes, and then the only other thing was there were stories that in World War II the Russians gave this to their troops to keep them warm in the winter. But this is not confirmed.
That would not work.
I couldn't confirm it, but I thought that was a hilarious story because that's always like it's always the thing.
I
Like,
think
oh,
the
the
Russians
Russians
would do
tried
that.
it.
Because the Russians would be like, they have vodka, and that makes you think you're warm. So,
Yeah.
I mean, basically, I feel like
It's
it's kind of the
literally
same thing.
makes you
Like,
warm.
I guess it does. Like, it heats up. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How would it
It burns.
feel?
It burns your. How would
Hot.
it feel?
yeah.
I think
Inside
it just makes you
hot.
hot. That's and then you
Inside
start
hot.
sweating and
But
yeah,
you're
I
like
don't
in
know.
Fever.
one spot, you're inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like a
all
fever.
over.
I would imagine it feels like a fever.
Yeah. So
But yeah, your proteins are designed to work at a specific temperature. And
Yeah.
they stop working at higher temperatures, and that is
Yeah.
why you die when you get too hot or too cold.
so
What is the death toll of this? Do you know? Like
I
over
couldn't
the
find the
years?
numbers for back
Sounds
in
like a
the
lot,
the
though.
30s.
So you said
It was just like
60?
60. It seemed like they were about 60
Recently.
recently.
Wow.
So yeah.
I
Not
thought
good.
I thought this was gonna be about like preservatives and making like
Mm,
MREs and like nostalgia
Oh,
food for
yeah.
troops and stuff,
Yeah,
and how
yeah.
that has turned like into like all the things we see in the grocery store.
We're talking about,
Ah.
you said fast food interpreted in a way that's
Yeah.
not fast food. I was looking up articles for this, and there was something about crows in fast food, and I got so excited. But it's just that they learn how to use like sticks to dig food out faster, and that's
Oh.
not actual.
One of the other things I found
That's
was
stupid.
like that they found that like what are they called? It's like those moles that have the
star nose.
star nose moles that have like tentacles around their nose. They're the fastest eaters, and I was like, that's kind of fast food.
Yeah,
But
they
that's
have
just a
fingers on their
fact, so that's
face.
not like a whole
Yeah.
spiel.
Yeah.
So
Galen Hoffmeister,
Cool. Well, those were both really good, guys. Mine is.
you were so
About-
excited about
I'm
this.
really
and you
excited
had to
about
own it.
mine. Okay,
Because you said that
I
you
was
were.
yelling at everybody to not own this stuff. So I'm gonna talk about fatty food and fried food.
oh yeah.
I love Wendy's and I love chicken nuggets. And I
Wendy's
love,
chicken nuggets are the best chicken nuggets.
they're so
I don't know if
good.
I've had
Yeah,
them so much.
yeah. And you know what else
They
I
don't have
love?
They have them right now. But
Oh, really?
chicken shrimps are always
You just
temporary.
said shrimps.
Chicken shrimp.
Chicken shrimps.
100%.
Chicken shrimp.
It's a 6.2%.
Yeah.
So, I'm 3/4 of the way through. Yeah, I don't know why chicken strips always seem to be temporary at every fast food restaurant. They're like, we have them for a little while, and I'm like, what happened to the
'Cause they're
chicken industry?
more
Because they had like
expensive.
too much chicken.
I love a good strip.
Maybe it's like the
Yeah.
Disney vault. Just like they keep us wanting more.
Ooh,
yeah.
They're like they're just out for a limited
Yeah.
time.
That's in the grim.
Anyway,
So I
I
love
interrupted you.
I love fried chicken and I love the environment.
Okay,
Okay.
And
I like where this is going.
we're going like the climate is warming, climate change is
Mhm.
happening, and probably fried chicken is not super great for you, and probably eating a lot of meat is not super great for the environment all the time. But if you fry food, you can fry your potatoes, you can fry your chicken, you can fry cheese curds, and
Where the fuck are we going?
the fat in the cooking fats that come out of fryers eventually make their way into the atmosphere.
What?
And
How? Where? Why? Like it evaporates?
yeah, and it's,
Okay.
so this is mostly there's a lab in the UK is working on this, but so in London about 10% of air particles in large cities such as London, so London was the example they were using,
Okay.
are from cooking fat.
So like the particulates in the air, 10% of them are like tiny droplets of cooking fat.
Yes.
Okay,
And so-
cool.
And that's good.
I guess
and
that makes some sense. Like you
Good.
throw like a frozen chicken nugget into the fryer, it's gonna like throw some stuff
Yeah,
up, and that's
yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
vaporized and hang around.
I mean,
Yeah.
my sister used to work at Wendy's, and she smelled so much like chicken oil,
Yeah,
and
it
oil
sticks
when
to
she
you.
came home.
And
And
you just like,
around
come
forever.
give me a hug.
no,
I need to smell that
Squirt her with
chicken.
some ketchup.
you didn't have to get anywhere near her. Just as soon as she was in the house, you could smell it everywhere. That's just like all the air.
Yeah, and so it goes into the air, and then it spontaneously like forms the droplets like form a crystal like lattice together. And so,
Okay.
and because it's
Oh.
like fatty, it's sort of thicker than like a water droplet. And so, the scientists that are studying it compare it kind of more, it's not like as thick as honey, but it's more like honey. So like if you're like cloud seeding, you want something kind of thick to like form liquid around. And
Mhm.
so all that like fat that is winding up in the
Okay.
atmosphere is causing the
More
atmosphere to be
rain?
cloudier
What?
and will cool.
No.
Like it's adding to
Holy
cooling.
shit.
Isn't that
No,
cool?
holy fucking
And
science.
so they're just studying it in the lab, but there is like, especially in like big cities where there is a lot of frying going
yeah.
on. Maybe not so much in cities that are like mostly like
Healthy.
vegetarian, like in India or something.
Right.
But that there is like measurable fat particulate in the
Huh.
air, and so they're studying like
Out of all
what
the
that means.
things that people put into the air, 10% is oil.
In fatty
That's
little
a lot.
London, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Like
London
cars
also,
and stuff.
yeah, it's probably like 90% cars and
Yeah.
fries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like they don't think it's still in like early phases. They're just doing it in labs and stuff. But because it's like such a complex structure, it survives longer in the atmosphere,
Huh.
and that's why you can kind of see clouds with it. But so I'm just checking. Yeah. And so it's probably you're probably not saving the world by eating at Wendy's all the time
Yeah.
or eating
Yeah.
fried food.
Yeah.
But
You know how people run cars on old cooking oil.
yeah,
Once it comes out of the car,
Oh
Which
yeah,
one
is
is it?
that
Still a little greasy. It's still probably a
Is
little
it-
both.
yeah.
is it a little better? Are
Yeah.
those cleaner emissions?
I
Man.
think they
no,
I
are
don't actually
technically
know.
cleaner emissions. Like,
Well, they don't.
yeah, 'cause
they
they're not fossil fuels, right?
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
they're carbon neutral
Yeah,
because they came from a plant.
but then
or
maybe
recent
they're
plant.
carbon negative.
If they're grabbing stuff.
Yeah,
but is it good that they do that?
It's good that if so like would they like bind and like go around another particulate and maybe like help it precipitate out and get washed into the ocean rather than letting that like fly around as like a super tiny piece rather than a larger lumpier piece. I don't know though. I mean now I want to go to London and just like sniff.
yeah.
Be like, does this whole town smell like
But is
French
it-
fries?
I think it's like
I need
not
chips.
be here.
Yeah, I think it's chips and like there's a lot of fish and chips places in London. Like one
Yeah.
of the like news stories I saw about it was all these like fish and chips restaurant owners that are like, yes, we're saving the environment.
I was in London in England and I was like, well, they eat fish and chips and I kept having fish and chips and I was like, I guess I haven't had good fish and chips yet. And then I realized that no, that's what it was. I was having the best fish and chips. It was just not a particularly interesting meal.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Like even chicken strips and French fries.
Yeah.
The fish.
The less
In
good,
London.
then
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just not for
Just
me.
have different tastes.
Yeah. I do love chicken strips though.
Mm.
I guess maybe I expected it to be like sure if that's what it is. It's just chicken strips. Like if it's what I expect if I get like chicken strips at like Buffalo Wild Wings. Like but that I thought maybe it was going to be like next level shit, but
It's just like
fried chicken.
it's like the hamburger of,
Yeah.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah. It's their island. They have more fish.
Everybody was like, "Where's she going with this?"
Huh?
Now I feel bad for insulting fish and chips, which is great. It's fun. It's wonderful.
I do want to go get chicken
Wonderful.
strips now.
I am very
Popeyes?
hungry. I don't like Popeyes. Sorry.
The podcast is ending. Val's is like Popeyes. I do. I've gone to that Popeyes one time, and I'll tell you what, fried chicken is good food. All right. Well, the people who are listening to our podcast live are fascinated by your fact, and they're all out there looking at
Yeah.
molecules assembled into highly ordered lyotropic phases and
That's
such,
cool.
and trying to figure out how long fat particles stay in the atmosphere because they're nerds, and I love it.
Yeah. I think it's cool. We all had, I mean, I don't want to speak for my own, but your guys was great. And
Yours
like,
was
it
great.
was all
Yeah.
like not the traditional things that you hear about with fast food.
Yeah.
I'm proud of
Great.
us.
Mine was also very good. My
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah.
We're
Very
great.
good, very fast.
Thank you
Very
for your
fast.
Very
compliments. I
factual.
appreciate it.
You can come back next week,
but not before.
but not before.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on Holy Fucking Science. All of you who are listening or watching at home. I am Hank Green.
I'm Stephen Chin.
From Valerie Barr.
I'm Caitlin Hoffmeister.
Whose fact was best?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Good job.
Sam wants me to pick whose fact was best. I'm
Ooh.
going to go with Caitlin Hoffmeister.
Yes. I was so scared of being judged.
Now it feels good, doesn't it? And this was who was behind the camera?
I'm Sam.
Sam Schultz.
And
Yeah.
this has been
Holy
Fucking Science.
Woo.
Cool.
Thanks for watching in the live stream,
I have
guys.
so much more to talk about that.
Yeah,
Generally, no information, just talking.
In general.
I didn't understand
I just
that
love
Popeyes
to talk
was
more
a
about
chicken
that.
place.
Popeyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Popeyes. So
Popeyes
he's
fried
Popeyes,
chicken.
He's a
Louisiana
sailor.
Popeyes.
That's a different Popeye.
Yeah.
It is a different Popeye.
I didn't know there were two.
Is it a different Popeye?
Yeah.
There are two people
I would
named
have multiple
There are
Popeyes.
fictional characters
Well,
named
when-
Popeye.
When
Popeye could be
growing up, I
real.
was always very
Yeah,
confused
you
why they didn't have
Southerners.
Popeye all over the place in their
Yeah.
restaurants, but they don't. Because it's
No
not.
spinach.
It's like the person's dad or something who started the restaurant. Maybe something like that.
Oh, Popeye Senior.
But I
So-
almost
Yeah.
did a thing about the McRib,
Yeah.
because the
The
way that
psychology?
the meat, no, the way
Yeah.
that the meat is like reconstructed, which is like what chicken nuggets and everything else is.
Oh
now.
yeah.
I think
Mechanically
there's
separated.
maybe there's another word for it that is even more creepy. than
Pink
that.
slime.
No.
Oh.
But I think that was done for the McRib. That might be a lie. But
I
I think it might have been worked on.
Is it like
because
a
of the McRib.
non-Newtonian fluid?
No. Find
no.
it.
I read. I saw a couple things about it while researching for this, but then I discarded it. But I think it was the pink slime had to do with like the meat being treated with ammonia or something like that,
Why? Why?
which is
I
like
don't know about
a normal thing.
To kill
Bubble it
bacteria?
through or
Yeah, like there's a lot of foods are treated that way, but then there was like an uproar about it when people found out.
I mean,
about it for meat
yeah.
or something. I don't know.
Just
I
talk.
forget.
Yeah, you
Keep
can
it going
shove
while you
it.
got
I mean,
time.
you know, we're
Yeah.
just we're just
I do
chatting.
have a question though about like my research. Is a
We're
lot of
good.
it was
Yeah.
I got confused because it was like now health conscious people have even more to be snobby about, and I was like, why is
No,
that health conscious?
no.
And that came up a lot in the different articles, and I was very confused about.
I think that those writers were confused.
Okay, good, because I was thinking when I pitched it to Sam, I was like, that is bad for the environment, and then then I dug in a little more, and I was like, no,
Wait a second.
it's cooling. It's like forming clouds.
There's like a side benefit.
Yeah, so I was super confused. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just
Huh.
like changing the climate in general is bad or something, no matter which direction it's going to the people who are writing the
Yeah.
article.
Well, that does seem like it
Who
could be
knows?
bad. Totally,
If
in my
we were-
mind.
if we weren't burning carbon,
cooling.
yeah, and
Yeah.
we were only frying a bunch of food and the world was cooling down, then that would be bad, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you
Maybe
know?
you got them from a
yeah,
different
I don't
dimension.
All depends on-
accidentally.
Glad I didn't talk
Perspective.
about the McRib.
Maybe.
Because
Yeah.
like global warming leads to more extreme. Okay, we should say bye to live stream.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, live stream.
Thanks for
Thank you,
joining
Be
guys.
patient with us while we figure that out.